Hello. We got our new bees here. I also have Wasim, who's going to be recording here. Wasim, wave.
Hello, hello.
So I got two new hives here, which if you want, you can come up here and show them. Two new colonies, which they kind of stapled together, which is kind of cool. And we're going to be putting them both in. Now I have my 10 frame and I have my 8 frame, which this one I should probably open up the front a little bit. I kept this on just in case rats came or mice came to come in because it was still a little bit cold, which I actually think I'm going to take this off right now really quickly. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw both of these colonies in. We've got the small reducer there, entrance reducer, which we have on both. And Wasim here doesn't really know much about beekeeping, so we're going to see if he feels comfortable putting in his own colony. So we're going to do that. And Wasim, also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, because any question you might have, others watching might want to know too, or might have as well. So as we go through the process,
Right.
that'd be helpful.
Will do.
So with these first, I think I'll do the 8 frames first. Actually, what I want to do, before I even do that, these frames, they're the same size as the 10. It's just that we can hold more. What I want to do, because some of the frames still have wax from the previous colony, I'm going to take some of these and put it in here so that way they have a head start as well. So I'm going to take about 3 frames out in the center, which I had waxed these in my previous video. But I'm going to take out 3. If I remember, I think actually the ones on the end weren't as waxed, so I'll do this instead. And then we'll throw in some of these so that way they get a head start. Now we're going to be taking out frames anyways, just because they need a little bit of extra space when I dump them in. And I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. Let's see what else we have here. This is another decent one. Some of these I kind of gutted a little too much because there was bees in them that had died from starvation. So I had cut it out kind of like this. This was all filled, but I cut it out because I didn't want them molding inside. So that's good. Let's take this out. I think that's good for now. So essentially now I've created a hole in the center, and once I go to dump the bees in, I'm going to dump them into the center there so the majority of them get out and they can kind of get settled. But there's a couple other steps we have to do before that. So first things first, with the bees, what I want to do is I'm going to take my hive tool. I want to separate these just for a little bit of ease and convenience. So I'm going to take off these bars.
Now, is the queen in one side of the two?
So the queen is actually right in the center, right under this. So when we get to opening them, we're going to start by opening this lid. The can and the queen are all going to be in the center. But there's a couple of steps that you have to do on the way to make sure that it's done as cleanly as possible. Now, the box is kind of shifting as I'm trying to separate these here. So I think I'm just going to leave it for now. But this tag you see here, this is where the queen is. So we'll open this first. We'll get them going, and then we'll get the queen started. So I'm going to suit up, and then we can get started with that.
So the queen comes out first. Right?
The queen comes out first, so that way we can situate her, and then we can dump the bees and get them going. But she's in her own separate container. So first things first, I have a couple of things here with me when I'm putting in or opening up a new box. This I filled with a little bit of sugar water. So that way I can cover them and they'll be eating it off of each other and keep themselves occupied. And then you have your smoker, obviously. So in the case that they are slightly aggressive, you can kind of get them to simmer down a bit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open this. Now the bees aren't going to come flying out. There's just going to be a can here. All right. So we just have this can. Again, this is where the queen is. The queen is kind of pinched by this can.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this nearby. Is I want to take the queen out and the can. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this cover back on top. So that way the rest of the bees can stay inside.
Now the queen is not free roaming in that can, right?
No, she's in her own separate cage. And it's meant for her to kind of have a slow release. The reason why is that the queen is not the one who laid these, the rest of these bees. They're not a part of the same family. So it's going to take some time for them to get acclimated to that queen. So that's why she's in a little case that has a slow release. It generally will have like a fondue or like a candy, essentially, and the bees will have to set her free. And usually it'll take about 2 or so days. So we released her there. This can's kind of like, I don't know how they have this can situated. This one's a little different.
What does that mean?
That means that the queen is
Free roaming?
probably not attached to that, which kind of blows. So I'm going to probably have to seal like a staple.
I think they just sent you a can of beans.
Just in case they are getting a little pissed at me.
Would it
I'll
be
just smoke
stupid
them.
to kind of flip it upside down to kind of have it wiggle out a little bit?
There we go.
There you go.
But I don't think I'm going to be able to grab that queen now. I have to see where she dropped. I guess we'll just get the can out and we'll
Yeah,
just
let's see
dump.
the- Okay, so you got a few stragglers on the bottom.
That's fine. Just going to shake them in there. This can's still going to be good to feed, so we'll put that to the side.
So at this point, she's probably randomly in there.
She is. So what I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to spray them and just dump them straight in.
And they can just kind of find her by themselves.
No, we're still going to want to find her and position her. So we're just going to have to shake them out and see what happens. So luckily I got the messy one for you. All right, so I'm just spraying them with sugar water. The reason for that is that they're going to be kind of busy cleaning themselves off with that sugar water, and they're not going to be flying around as much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to dump them in, I think.
Okay.
Again, it kind of sucks that I'm going to be knocking these guys around, but I'm sure they don't mind. All right. Ready?
And go ahead. Whoa. Let me tell you, when you're in the suit, you do feel indestructible in these type of situations.
All right. I'm just going to lay this down because I did find the queen, and she is a little bit in there. So
How were you able to spot her?
she is in a separate box. So
Oh, okay.
let's spray them a little bit with sugar water.
This is just one big happy family.
It is. And I'm going to go and I'm going to grab her, move these frames around a little bit. I want to be gentle because she is covered.
Ah, there you go.
And she's in her own little box, and you can kind of see. And we want to double check for one that she's alive. So she is alive. She's the bigger one. She's kind of running all over the place. She's kind of scared. You can kind of tell.
Right.
And there's a couple of dead nurse bees. But the thing is, you want to see on this end, there's a cork. That cork is blocking the candy, which you can kind of see is this white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a knife really quickly and release that cork so they can go ahead and get started on eating out the candy to release her. So I'm just going to get some of these bees off me.
So we don't necessarily release the queen. They work on that just by releasing the cork. Or
Exactly.
We release the cork, and then they work on eating her out.
That's what she said. You know, I made that exact same joke when I first did it. But yes, exactly. It's a slow release. Usually it'll take about 2 days.
Oh, wow, 2 days.
So that gives them enough time to get used to her pheromones.
Mm.
There we go. Nice. So then there's the candy. So the nurse bees on the inside are going to eat out, and then those will eat from the inside. But the thing is...
Can I hold it?
Yeah, sure. I need to attach this clip so that way she can kind of be orientated. And there's no real easy way to do that, I don't think.
So there's a few in there.
Yes, those are nurse bees or attendants, and they're the ones that are going to be feeding the queen while she's in there.
Ah, and I see the queen here. Okay, she's large.
Yeah, she's slightly larger. She's still young, so she's not too big, but yeah. I'm going to shove these guys down, because we are going to have to close this eventually. And now I brought these to kind of attach to that, but I guess what I could do is I could just position it. Now, one thing I do want to mention for like beginners and such, you'll notice that on the cage, there's one side with candy, one side with not. Both have corks, so make sure to only release the side with the candy. In 2 days, if they don't release her, I could release her myself, but we're not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna try and shake out the rest here. Now that we have the queen located.
Do not try this at home. Now, obviously, it's going to be difficult to shake all of it out. So you're just going to leave this box by the hive?
Yes, and they will find their way in because the queen, again, is releasing those pheromones. And other bees, you'll notice, will start fanning their wings, spreading her pheromone to tell others, hey, she's in here.
I think I got gooped on.
There we go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of these frames and start putting them back in.
So these are the freshly waxed ones?
Yes. And I'm going to close in the ones here that are good. I kind of want them towards the center because that's where the queen most likely is going to be when she's laying her eggs. And you can kind of see already, if you want to come here, you can see how they're fanning their wings and they're putting their butt in the air. That's how they're starting to spread her pheromones.
Now, given the environment and maybe wind and stuff like that, will they still be able to kind of smell the pheromone relatively easily?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're very good communicators. There's one study, I forgot what it was, but they're able to communicate like stuff like color, I thought, or like there's something wild. But even like if there's flowers that they like, or if they know there's a lot of flowers nearby, they're able to communicate that like outside, like, you know, about like from here, they'll come home, they'll do a little dance, and it tells them, hey, if you were to leave, go out a certain distance, take a left and then a right, like you'll find flowers. They're able to communicate that. So they're really smart. All right, so we have 10 in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the queen, I'm gonna pinch her cage in here. They usually say, I think you're supposed to put it down, but I'm gonna put it up just in the case that the cage falls. We're gonna pinch it.
That way, so the cork with the hole with the candy is facing up.
Yeah.
Because if it falls, it'll face down, and then they can't.
Yes, exactly.
Eat her out.
So now this one's all good to do. We'll put this one away, and we can get started on the next. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna take this can. I'm gonna probably make bigger holes, I think. And I'm gonna rest it so that way they can drink the leftover of this. as well as another can that I have, and I'm going to situate it so they can keep drinking it, seeing as it's still slightly cold out and there's not a lot of flowers around. So what we'll do is, Queen's right there. She has the candy. Maybe actually what I want to do, I want to put her maybe more in the center.
You can see they're already attempting.
Yeah, they're starting to already go around, but I'm going to have to nudge you guys, excuse me. And we're going to try and put her more in the center. So, excuse me. Don't mind me. Reason for that is that there's going to be a lot of traffic in the center because I'm putting this board on top like that, and if you see over the top, she's right there. So a lot of traffic is going to be going in and out, and on top of that, I'm going to be laying some sugar water so that way they have some sustenance for the time being.
Now you poke the holes in the sugar water?
I poked some
From the
holes and
bottom.
you can see it's kind of leaking here. You mind giving me that stick over there so I can just, yeah, so I can just lean it upwards. And you can already see they're like starting to come towards that sugar water. We'll do that. And then we'll do something like this. I don't know. We'll leave that for now. We can get started on this one, I think. And you can see here they're already starting to feed on that. I think I'll just take this out because I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather them be like, you know, secured. They've got enough that I've spilled in there, I think,
You
for a
can see
couple
that
of days.
they're all definitely on the same page as to where the queen is.
Oh, yeah. And they're already all on top here.
They're
She's right
fast
there.
workers for sure.
They're getting in, and you can see a little bit of a little wiggle that they're doing. But now those guys are just going to eat. So we can go ahead and put the top on.
Shit, I'm hungry too. Hold on, let me get some.
You want to wait until they make the good stuff. This is the fake stuff.
This is the behind the scenes of what you buy at the supermarkets, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. You ready to get started on this one? You want me to try and pry the rest off so it's a little bit easier? I think I should do that anyways.
So,
Wow, I did that with gloves on.
yeah, you did. All right.
All right, now Wasim's going to give it a try.
All right.
Now, as you go through it, if you have any questions, let me know. But you're going to kind of do the same steps. If you want, what I would suggest is just so you're not in front of the other hive,
Oh, yeah.
maybe come squat on this side. I'll switch sides with you. Which, by the way, before he gets started, you can kind of see they're already kind of making their way into the entrance here. And you can see this guy. See how they stick their butt up and they fan their wings? That's how they communicate that the queen is inside. So while they're getting all acclimated and everyone's kind of cleaning up whatever leftover spray of sugar I did, they're going to make their way inside there, and they're going to start building that comb, hopefully, and getting that queen free. So Wasim's going to get started. So first things first, let's try and take that out so it doesn't pull it kind of like mine did. And I can get you a knife. Might make it a little bit easier.
What am I pulling out?
That staple.
Oh.
And again, we did the same thing here where we're opening up the center. I left a couple of good frames with wax in the center. Again, some I had to scrape off because they had some dead bees in there from the previous that starved out. But we're going to go ahead, dump them in the center, and hopefully pin the queen on this if we can get this thing to come off with her.
I'm not sure if that's going to come off.
If you want, I can give it a try. Now, when we were picking up the bees, Wasim was listening to them in the back, buzzing all about.
Yeah, we were conversating in the car while Alex was driving.
Yeah.
They got really political with me, though. Well, I will have to say. I don't know where you got these ones
They had a
from,
lot of opinions, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, I'm going to have to ask you to take over and see if you can get this open.
All right. Do I have bees on my back?
No.
I'll be right back. Yeah, you got one? So now you want to take this plate off. Again, there's no bees directly there. And try and save that plate. We don't want to break that one because we're going to use it to just temporarily cover the entrance. All right, perfect. So again, we have that can. Hold that, don't pull it, but just hold it tight. So when you can try and pry this up and try and start on this side maybe to kind of get the lip of that can up.
You're gonna cut all this out.
Now, all the bees in this one are all the way at the top, probably because I shook them.
Yeah.
And you can see, getting a good bit, but don't drop, don't let her drop. Remember to hold on to that tag.
All right. Yeah.
I heard that bee just hit the side of the hive.
Why did I flinch? I have a shield. Yeah, this is not easy. The fit's too snug.
Oh, promising? Maybe? Yeah, there we are. All right, so you're going to pull her out and maybe bring the can right back down once you get her out. Don't move around too much. You're going to decapitate half of them.
I did.
Just pull it straight up, and then her, and then put the can back down. Or we can put the plate. I'll do the plate right for you.
Okay.
Move it. There you go.
One of them died.
It's all right. So again, let's look at the queen. Again, she's got candy all over her, as well as a lot of bees. So if you want, you could shake her in there, or shake the cage so that way they can all just go in the center.
Shake this?
Yeah, shake the cage. There you go. A little harder. With meaning. Come on. There you go.
All right.
Now, we can see the side with the candy, although this box has a lot of candy, but it's that side. So we want to take the cork out. We can see she's alive. This one's a little easier. Let me see. This one's a little easier to see because there's not as many bees on top, but she's that big one right there. The one with the big butt. So she has 2 nurse attendants. A couple died. 2 that's fine. But we want to make sure that we take the cork off with the candy side. So that's that side. Take that cork out.
Got it.
All right, so now what we're going to do actually is we're going to position her a little bit better. You mind holding the camera for me? Oh, you have so many bees on your back for some reason.
Hell yeah.
You'll be right back?
I'll be right back.
He's learning. What I'm going to do is
Nothing.
I kind of messed up. So we're going to open up this. We'll see what they're doing. Look at that. When you asked, are they going to clean up that sugar? The answer is yes.
They're working on it.
So what I need to do, because again I messed up, is some frames had thumbtacks and I need one of them. And I left that frame in here. So.
May I put the queen down?
Yeah, you can put her down for a second. And if you could actually do me a favor and grab that thumbtack on that frame, you might want to use a tool maybe. But don't move the frame too much because remember she's kind of snug on that one.
Wait, no.
So again, try and hold that frame still. Don't move the frame. Good. Grab it. Yup. This is like surgery here. Can you grab the other one, please? Be careful.
Be careful.
You can put the phone down for a second.
Okay.
I'd rather you not drop it.
The drop too, so hold on. All right, chat. Angled.
If you want, I can do it. Here, I got it.
No, I want to do this. I need to redeem myself because it actually went down super slow too. It was like very sad.
It's hard with the gloves. It really is. Oh my god. Okay, let me do it.
You do it.
That way I can blame myself.
It's really hard with the gloves.
Okay, woo. We got it.
Okay.
All right, let me make sure.
What do we do with the other one?
Let me just pinch all these, so we just make sure she's all good. We'll put everything back like it was. Excuse me, ladies, hope you don't mind. Madame. There we go, beautiful. Okay, so thumbtack. This is what I should have done with the other one, but the thing broke, and I only have a few thumbtacks. Actually, hold it. I don't trust myself still.
I mean, I lost one, so.
What I'm gonna do.
Yo, one's getting kind of crazy down there.
What's he doing?
You got one crazy down here.
Give me the thumbtack.
Okay, you took it. You took it.
No, it's here.
Oh. Take it. All right.
I'm gonna pin it through the end. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna position it so the candy's at the top. This thumbtack and these gloves.
Take off your gloves.
I'm about to drop it. Can't wait. All right. So now, with the thumbtack, I'm gonna take her and pin her in. Make sure she doesn't go anywhere. There you go. Just like that in my glove. Apparently, I'm not going anywhere too. Me and her staying together. Okay. And again, we want the candy facing up. So I'm going to just position it like this again when we close it. So I do want these to be the inner frames. So I'm going to go ahead and move these in. So again, we'll pinch her. Make sure that she's there. And then we can go ahead and put the other frames in around her. Actually, I lied to all of you just like that. See? Don't believe anybody on the internet. We want to dump in the bees first, and then we'll go ahead and do that. So,
Alright, so I guess
I'll
that's
hand
my
off.
job again, right?
Yep. So if you want, you could spray them with the sugar water first. Behind you. Spray them a little bit on the side with the sugar water. You can also smoke them if you'd like. You don't need a whole lot.
I just caked it.
That's all right. And let me smoke you as well, just because you got a few on you. A little more than a few, but... Turn around. It's actually crazy, by the way. I'm actually pretty positive that is bee shit.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's all over the suit, too. I'm actually pretty positive that they have been in the cold and they're now taking their cleansing flight because there is like shit
Damn.
on you. And my suit was not like that before. So you're actually covered in shit.
Well, I
So
swear
that's cool.
it wasn't me.
I would hope not.
I didn't
All
know
right.
that they could like let out that much. This
Well,
is, like, a
they've
lot.
held it basically since winter. So what you want to do now is a little bit different than what I did because yours is a little cleaner. What you've been doing
Okay.
is you can give me the can.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a gap there, so they've actually started coming out a little bit. And what you're going to want to do is just kind of pick it up with that on top, and just kind of lightly tap it on the ground so you drop them to the bottom
Like this?
with holding the top. Yep. Do it a little harder. Yeah, do it harder. Nice. And let's see. Good. A lot of them are to the bottom. And now you can go ahead and you can take them and dump them in the center. Yep. Just like that. You can do it a little harder. There you go. You can hit it one end on the edge. Against the hive, against the hive. It's like the tip to the hive.
Like
Yeah,
this?
yeah, and just move them around, and they'll start making their way out.
All right.
All right, so now we got a good amount there. Go ahead and sweep them into the center here. Just sweep them in with your hand.
These?
Yeah, just gently. Yep. Nice. All right, so now let's position that queen so that way she's up top, and let's pinch those frames together. Try and put her again in the center. I pinned her slightly to the side, but pin the top. Yep. Turn the cage a little bit so that way it's flat. Yeah, so we don't use up that much space. And then pinch the frames together. It's starting to get a little chilly out, so we'll try and move a little quicker. And you can push her down slightly. And you dropped her. All right, so let's try again.
There's not enough slack on the...
You could still get it slightly in the center from there, I think. Like, that's fine, yeah. And then just pinch it. Yep, as tight as you can. Perfect, just like that. And then pinch the others. We want all of those, because those are pretty good, to be towards the center. And the other ones too. All right, so go ahead and take these frames and put them on each end so we can fill out the entire thing.
They went in?
Yep. Yeah, and we still got a few here. If you want, you could try and shake a little bit more on top. All right, hold up real quick, just because you're shifting this. Okay. There you go, good clump. Yeah, you won't hurt them just by shaking them.
The rest are really clinging on, so...
Okay, that's good. So let's kind of, and if you want, we can switch off here. There's a bee operating the phone in the corner. I'll go ahead and just set this up again. So I'm going to do something a little bit different with this hive, just because this one's the one that I had first. I have a couple of extra things that I can use for feeding. Do something like that. So again, we'll put this here on top. We can see the queen. She's there, so they can move around on top with her. And then I have this top feeder, which I'm also going to put on top. So just like how they had that tin can before for feeding them sugar water, instead I've just made my own solution, which isn't this one, it's that one over there, which is full. And then I could just throw it on top of that, and they can go ahead and drink from there. And essentially they just climb up that centerpiece and they stay inside where that grate is, and they'll come up and they'll just drink that sugar water.
It's like a bird feeder, but for bees.
It's kind of like a bee feeder. All right. You don't belong in here. You don't belong in here. And now we're
What's
good to
this
set
top
this up.
part for again, with all this
This, oh, there's another one in here. Get out. This is for ventilation. It's for ventilation. There's ventilation holes on the side, and this is also for moisture. So once it gets cold or even hot, you know, they're gonna let a lot of moisture out, which you can also see there's a little bit of mold on here because of how much moisture that they create. You know, in the winter, they have a lot of warmth inside from generating the heat, and it's cold outside, so it creates that moisture. And then same thing in the summer, there's just a lot of humidity, so a lot of moisture builds up in there. So now, looking at the hive, we're going to leave the boxes here. The rest of them, they're going to make their way through. I do want to fix this entrance here just a little bit because it's kind of pushed back. You can see that they're trying to figure out like where the entrance is and everything. You can kind of just tell that they're right there. But once they find the exit, the rest will become familiar. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry about that. So that one's good. That one's good. I'm gonna fix it just a little bit. The entrances look kind of loose, but they'll fix it because they're gonna put something called propolis down, which is kind of like a glue. You might have noticed with this hive, it was like kind of a more orange, whereas that was like a lighter tan. That propolis is again like glue, so it'll keep everything nice and tight together. All right. So again, we'll kind of set these up right by the entrance. They'll make their way in, especially as it's starting to get a little colder out. And I'll be back in a couple days to make sure that that queen has been released, and then I'll leave them alone for a couple of weeks. You know, I'll probably still come back and I'll keep giving them sugar water and such. But aside from that, they're all good to go. How did you feel? You still have I don't know why they love you. The bees love you.
Everybody around
They're
me?
shitting. They're all over you. You're getting shit all over you.
I thought I get shit on only at work, but now I gotta come here and get shit on.
Yeah, some of them are making love on you right now. The camera won't focus. But what did you think? How did you like it?
That was surprisingly a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Bee?
Obviously, the bee suit makes you more confident with working with this, but it's really amazing seeing it firsthand how quickly that they work or start working together and to start kind of making their home their own. And I actually expected a lot more of a swarm flying around, but honestly, they just all compacted into the beehives right away.
Yeah. Because all they want is they just want to be with the queen. They want to...
With the queen.
They want to, you know, just make honey. They know what they want. So, you know, they don't want any problems. They don't want to go around and mess with us. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so far the entire area is like basically all clean. It's just these guys are huddled up in the boxes. They're about to make their way in, and that's it.
No, they're just probably cleaning up a lot of the leftover, you know, sugar water that we sprayed. But again, they're going to start making their way in, especially when, like, these guys figure out where the entrance is. They're going to start smelling. I can already see again on this one, there's a lot of traffic coming in and out already. And this is exactly, if it'll focus, this is exactly what I was talking about. You can see that they're fanning their wings. Come on, phone. There you go. See the butt in the air and the wings being flapped? They're signaling right now to everybody else, hey, this is where the queen is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very smart animals.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it.
All right. Thank you for bringing me along. I learned a lot.
Did you think you were going to do this today when I texted
Not
you?
really.